"Well," said Gandhi, "have you kept your word with me?" "Not exactly," replied the mendicant. "How is that?" "You asked me for 500 men. Did you not? Well, I have 10,000 for you. You are not boasting. Do you wish for a proof?" Yes. There were 3 candles alight, each of which burnt before a window, one looking upon the city, the other upon the Palais Royal, and a third upon the Rue St. Denis. The man went silently to each of the candles and blew them out one after the other. "What are you doing?" asked the co-tutor. "I have given the signal." "For what?" "For the barricades. When you leave this you will behold my men at work. Only take care you do not break your legs in stumbling over some chain, or your neck by falling in a hole." "Good, there is your money. The same sum as that you have received already. Now remember that you are a general, and do not go and drink. For 20 years I have tasted nothing but water." The man took the bag from the hands of the co-tutor, who heard the sound of his fingers counting and handling the gold pieces. "Ah," said the co-tutor, "you are avaricious." "My good fellow," the mendicant sighed and threw down the bag. "Must I always be the same?" said he, "and shall I never succeed in overcoming the old leaven? Oh, misery! Oh, vanity! You take it, however." "Yes, but I make hereby a vow in your presence to employ all that remains to me in pious works." His face was pale and drawn, like that of a man who had just undergone some inward struggle. "Singular man," muttered Gandhi, taking his hat to go away, but on turning around he saw the beggar between him and the door. His first idea was that this man intended to do him some harm, but on the contrary he saw him fall on his knees before him with his hands clasped. "Your blessing, your holiness, before you go, I beseech you," he cried. "Your holiness," said Gandhi, "my friend, you take me for some one else." "No, your holiness, I take you for what you are, that is to say, the co-tutor. I recognized you at the first glance." Gandhi smiled. "And you want my blessing?" he said. "Yes, I have need of it." The mendicant uttered these words in a tone of such humility, such earnest repentance, that Gandhi placed his hand upon him and gave him his benediction with all the unction of which he was capable. "Now," said Gandhi, "there is a communion between us. I have blessed you, and you are sacred to me. Come, have you committed some crime, pursued by human justice, from which I can protect you?" The beggar shook his head. "The crime which I have committed, my lord, has no call upon human justice, and you can only deliver me from it by blessing me frequently, as you have just done." "Come, be candid," said the co-tutor. "You have not all your life followed the trade which you do now." "No, my lord, I have pursued it for 6 years only, and previously." "Where were you?" "In the Bastille." "And before you went to the Bastille?" "I will tell you, my lord, on the day when you are willing to hear my confession." "Good. At whatsoever hour of the day or night you may present yourself, remember that I shall be ready to give you absolution." "Thank you, my lord," said the mendicant in a hoarse voice, "but I am not yet ready to receive it." "Very well, adieu." "Adieu, your holiness," said the mendicant, opening the door and bending low before the prelate. Chapter XLVII. The Riot. It was about 11 o'clock at night. Gandhi had not walked 100 steps ere he perceived the strange change which had been made in the streets of Paris. The whole city seemed peopled with fantastic beings. Silent shadows were seen unpaving the streets, and others dragging and upsetting great wagons, whilst others again dug ditches large enough to ingulf whole regiments of horsemen. These active beings flitted here and there like so many demons completing some unknown labour. These were the beggars of the Court of Miracles, the agents of the giver of holy water in the square of St. Eustache, preparing barricades for the morrow. Gandhi gazed on these deeds of darkness, on these nocturnal labourers, With a kind of fear he asked himself if, after having called forth these foul creatures from their dens, he should have the power of making them retire again. He felt almost inclined to cross himself when one of these beings happened to approach him. He reached the Rue Saint Honore and went up it toward the Rue de la Ferronnerie. There the aspect changed. Here it was the tradesmen who were running from shop to shop. Their doors seemed closed like their shutters, but they were only pushed to in such a manner as to open and allow the men, who seemed fearful of showing what they carried, to enter, closing immediately. These men were shopkeepers, who had arms to lend to those who had none.